on CTV News at 5.
It's another way that these algorithms and this technology can have control over our lives without us actually even understanding that.
Surveillance pricing. Are companies using the algorithm to target your spending behavior?
The whole experience is just insane. It's just cool, really cool.
And get in your soapbox. Kids with the need for speed race to the finish line.
Just a few clouds around tonight, then a sunny and very warm Tuesday ahead.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Happy Monday. Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Pano-Palace. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, unpredictable pricing. Do you think it's fair to pay more or less for something based on your address, your search history, or even your purchasing history? That's what surveillance or algorithmic pricing facilitates. As CTV's Vanessa Wright reports, our data is being used to predict our behavior. Vanessa.
Maria, it's still a fairly new concept, but the solution is already being debated in Ottawa. And while it's hard to say how big the issue is here at home, many believe they've already been burned by so-called surveillance pricing.
Surveillance or algorithmic pricing is something many Canadians have never heard of, but likely something they've already been impacted by. It happens when a retailer uses personal data to estimate how much a consumer is willing to pay for a product.
Whether that's what they've bought before, or what they've searched, or where they live, or all kinds of demographic information to set prices higher for some people versus others.
Some Maritimers say they've seen it firsthand and are not impressed.
I don't love it personally. I don't enjoy being tracked. Whenever I get asked to be tracked on any website or for my data, I always select no myself.
It's another way that these algorithms and this technology can have control over our lives without us actually even understanding that.
I think that's taking advantage of the consumer because it's difficult to respect the budget when the prices fluctuate, and so yeah, that's really annoying.
It's terrible. It certainly adds a lot of credibility to the bricks and mortar that everyone seems to be walking away from.
How widespread the practice is in Canada remains unclear. Retail analyst Bruce Winder says there's no evidence to suggest it's a problem here at home.
It's not something that is really prevalent here at all. And the reason for that is companies know that it wouldn't be accepted, that they would be, very much punished on social media and punished in the court of public opinion.
But even if Canadian businesses don't commonly employ the practice, it doesn't mean Canadians aren't being affected by retailers outside of the country.
What retailers do, and this is where the issue comes in, is they do offer discounts to select customers if you're new to a brand, or if you haven't shopped at a brand in a while, or if you're part of a loyalty program.
Call it a precautionary measure. Ottawa is considering legislation to tackle the issue. Winder believes government should stay out of it.
In my opinion, it's better just to let the market self-regulate and let consumers punish anyone who does anything bad.
But many agree it's a problem in need of a solution.
Once this thing gets rolling, it's going to be really hard for people to fight back against it.
And Maria, lawmakers in several U.S. states are considering regulating or banning the practice, something Maritimers I spoke with would like to see our government do as well. Maria.
Oh, not the end of that topic. Thank you, Vanessa. CTV's Vanessa Wright for us in Halifax this evening. All right, let's head over to the anchor desk now where Todd Battis is standing by. And speaking of spending, Todd, that's one of the stories leading your newscast tonight.
Yeah, costs are a big feature tonight in both of our shows, Maria. With food prices rising pretty much across the board, restaurants are feeling the pinch. And while some are raising their prices to meet their bottom lines, others are eating the difference. And they're putting their futures on the line. A really tough decision here for restaurants. Do you put the prices up? Do you fear going under? We'll talk to some restaurateurs tonight and hear what they have to say. Well, it's not exactly what people want to hear at the beginning of the week in Halifax. The McKay Bridge will be closed at the end of this week. In fact, the latest shutdown is expected to begin Friday at 9 o'clock. It will last right through to early Monday morning. To help make up for it, they're going to offer some free ferry rides. Will that make a big enough difference to motorists? We'll talk to some at 6. Okay, Maritime soccer fans have another reason to cheer on Team Canada at the FIFA World Cup that begins later this week. Nova Scotia's Jacob Schaffelberg has joined the team for his first full training session. The Port William native status was in doubt after missing most of this season with an injury. We'll have the latest coming up at 6 o'clock. A beautiful day right around the region. Kayla Mitchell, a little cooler in Nova Scotia perhaps, but sunny nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only downside I can really think of for today is that the winds were certainly a little bit on the gusty side, but even those are now starting to come down as we're making our way through this evening and tonight. So pretty good evening for anybody who might be out there practicing a bit of soccer. Temperature's a little bit cooler in parts of Cape Breton. You see 9 degrees at Sydney right now and 12 at Shetty Camp. Moving into mainland Nova Scotia, we have temperatures mostly in the range of 14 to 18 degrees. There's a few in the southwest close to 20, 21. Prince Edward Island right now, if you're stepping outside in Charlottetown, Summerside, you're stepping out in temperatures around 13, 14 degrees. And New Brunswick, many communities a little bit warmer with temperatures between 20 and 25. Checking in on our winds, I mentioned they were gusty throughout a good portion of today. They're still out of the north. They're still being sustained for parts of Nova Scotia, at least between 20 and 30 kilometers per hour. Down a little bit now for both New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. And for Nova Scotia, you can see, especially heading into the east of the province, moving into Cape Breton, we still have some gusts between 40 and 60 kilometers per hour. Those remaining gusty conditions, again, will continue to come down as we make our way through this evening and tonight. Speaking of which, as we take a look at radar and satellite, I don't have a lot to show you. Looking at a mostly clear night for the Maritimes. Just a few clouds drifting through. There's a large area of high pressure right now centered around the eastern seaboard of the United States. We are falling underneath the influence of that high pressure system. So good amount of sunshine in the forecast for tomorrow, and temperatures that for most of the Maritimes will be taking a little bit of a step up. In fact, getting into some June heat, especially for parts of New Brunswick. And I'll have more on that when I'm back a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So there was a colorful celebration on the streets of downtown Halifax over the weekend. As CTV's Jim Quammen shows us, thousands gathered for the 5th annual Festival of Chariots.
Rath-Yatra, or Festival of Chariots, Chariot Fest, has been going on in India for thousands of years. And it represents a joy ride by Krishna, his brother Balaram, and sister Subhadra. So it's a family event. They went way up north and during a solar eclipse, and everyone came from different parts of the world to celebrate a big family event. The chariot is Krishna and his team will be placed on the chariot. We have a chance to pull the chariot by rope, and basically it reflects, let's move forward in a happy state. Let's not be too bothered by what's negative, but forge ahead with good karma.
So I'm originally from Ontario. I was born and raised in Toronto, and I migrated here with my family about 6 years ago. And as we came here, we noticed there was a big influx of Southeast Asian immigrants coming into the province and looking for ways to be part of the community. This festival that we host here is actually something that's been taking place in Toronto for over 54 years now. It's been happening for thousands of years in India. And what a lot of people do is they go for pilgrimage to actually go to this festival. It's a yoga enthusiast festival. It's a festival to enlighten your spiritual self to some degree. So people now can come here and participate in it, and we do it to focus around the community. So we ask everyone to come out, and we're all about promoting goodness. You know, goodness in the sense that we want to make certain that people find a way to form a community, make relationships, and be part of something good. There's so much turmoil and turbulence in the world today, and we acknowledge that, we understand it happens, and there's so many mistakes that have happened in the past, but the whole thing that we're trying to do is look to see how we move forward. ISKCON itself is a movement, as we call it, and the whole objective is to promote goodness and good qualities and try to make certain that we're reflective of the community that we're in as well too.
That is lovely. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody. Time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. Still ahead, we kick off a contest for Dear Old Dad. Find out how to shower him with a plethora of steel power tools with our Dad's Day giveaway. The details a little later. And coming up next, Play Your Way.
So the Play Your Way Inclusive Activity Fair is an event designed for youth and children with disabilities in their HRM.
An inclusive activity fair welcomed kids and families over the weekend. It was fun for all. Next.
Lace up your sneakers and make a move for scleroderma this June. Help support the hundreds of Atlantic Canadians living with this autoimmune disease. For details on this year's walk-run event in your community, visit makeamoveatlantic.ca.
We did it! We did it! $50,000 raised for the Huntington Society of Canada.
Outstanding. Congratulations, Brianna. So a couple of weeks ago, we brought you the story of Brianna Voss. She walked from Lower Sackville to Amherst, Nova Scotia in 4 days to raise money for the Huntington Society of Canada. She did it all in honor of her brother Connor, who lives with juvenile Huntingtons, and her late father, aunt, and grandmother. We're happy to tell you she reached her goal of 200 kilometers in 4 days. We're also happy to tell you an anonymous donor will match all contributions made in June. So in other words, she raised $100,000 for Huntington's disease. Congratulations once again, Brianna Voss. You are amazing. Under our next story here, children were invited to play your way this weekend at a family-focused event designed for children and youth with disabilities. As CTV's Jim Quammen shows us, the goal was to reduce barriers to physical activity.
Whoa! Good job! You did it!
So the Play Your Way Inclusive Activity Fair is an event designed for youth and children with disabilities in the HRM. It's designed to help connect families with organizations that offer parasport, adaptive and inclusive programming. The goal of the event is really to reduce barriers to participation.
This is a medium, you might need a large.
Today we have 15 vendors that offer a variety of different activities, including wheelchair basketball, bocce ball, and other parasports.
And you know, we're trying to get more diversity in the sport, right? So we're trying to get more athletes with disabilities. We've got some in our club that are competitive swimmers.
So AquaGo is an introduction program to artistic swimming. We teach fundamental swimming skills as well as artistic swimming skills. We teach land skills such as flexibility and strength, and it's something that any athlete can enjoy whether they have a disability or not.
The vendors vary. Some of them are private companies. We have Tango Medical here, which offer adaptive equipment for kids. We also have programs like Special Olympics and Parasport that are public programs. So it's a mix of both, but most of the activities here are free for participants to join and try out.
Now you tried to get your ball close to that white ball. Awesome shot.
She was really excited. She was counting down the days to come. She was very excited to try out some new sports. I think it's very important so everyone can see what's open to in the community for children with disabilities. It's very nice to know what's available. A lot of these programs will run for several weeks during the summer, so this is an opportunity to make sure they like it. This is also an opportunity for families to make sure that the organization can cater to the complex needs of their children and make sure that the program's really accessible for them. We've had a great response so far, and we hope to have this event every year to highlight what amazing programs we have in the HRM for kids with disabilities.
Wonderful program, and what a great turnout as well.
Looks like everyone was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, well done, you guys. Also, 50-50 on the weekend, though, Kaylin.
Hey.
Not going to give you 100%.
We're into the driest part of our year now.
Yeah.
So when we get some June rain, we'll take it.
We'll take it, okay.
Today, it was all about the winds. They were gusty. Otherwise, we had a lot of sunshine in the region. We're looking at a nice scene here at Dennis Point Wharf in Lower West Pubnico, Nova Scotia. Tomorrow, the winds are down, but the temperatures are up. And I'll have more on that after the break.
Welcome back. We've got a great new contest to tell you about. CTV and Maritime Steel Dealers want to help you celebrate the father figure in your life with our Dad's Day giveaway. One lucky viewer will win everything they need to keep their yard the envy of the neighborhood. The prize package includes a steel battery-powered lawnmower, trimmer, leaf blower, chainsaw, and hedge trimmer. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca or click on the QR code on your screen right now. We'll announce the winner on Friday, June 19th. If you have nothing, if you have everything, What an amazing prize this is, Kaylin.
Absolutely. I would have a use for everything in it. That's for sure.
You bet. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially on a day like tomorrow, perhaps?
Yeah, or even today. I mean, I'm sure there were maybe a couple people out there doing some yard work today that were contending with some gusty winds, though. But what a beautiful scene here at Halifax's public gardens. Those winds rustling around those tree branches, the sun shining through. Kind of a fresh feel to the air today around the Maritimes and behind the rain that we had on Sunday. Temperatures turning warm to hot in the region, though, beginning tomorrow. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a hotter June stretch of weather throughout much of this week. Now, barometric pressure is on the higher side right now. The weather system that's sort of in charge of conditions around the Maritimes right now is this area of high pressure that's centered around the eastern United States. Now, that's not the only thing that's going on, though. There's also a large ridge in the jet stream that's sort of peaking up above Ontario. And located underneath this ridge is some very warm air. And this ridge is starting to extend towards the east, towards the maritime region. It's one of the main reasons why our temperatures are going to be taking a step up. So taking a look at things on radar, not much to show you. It's just expected to be a few clouds around for tonight. Could actually call it mainly clear conditions tonight. And the start of the day for Tuesday, partly cloudy, but moving from the morning into the afternoon, it becomes mainly sunny to a very fair weather mix of sun and cloud. The wind direction does change a little bit. This evening's winds mostly out of the north and still gusty for eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Those wind gusts diminish. And in the forecast for Tuesday, the wind will be out of the northwest for both New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island and westerly for Nova Scotia. And the gusts will be in the range around 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. So you definitely be able to tell that there's a little bit of a wind, a little bit of a breeze around, but down compared to today. Taking a look at low temperatures in the forecast for tonight in the province of New Brunswick. Most of the lows will be falling into a range of 8 to 12 degrees, though some communities right along the border of New Brunswick and Maine could end up being a little bit cooler with some lows between around 6 and 8. Down to around 8 to 10 degrees tonight for Prince Edward Island in Nova Scotia. Some of the cooler temperatures will be in the east of that province with some low temperatures between 4 and 6, parts of Cape Breton, parts of the North Shore, and then moving down to the southwest of Nova Scotia, most low temperatures between 7 and 11 degrees. Taking a look at the forecast highs for Tuesday, though, and it's high 20s, low 30s for most of New Brunswick, close to the mid-20s right along the Bay of Fundy coastline, mid-20s for much of Prince Edward Island for tomorrow, directly on the coast, maybe between 18 and 22. And for Nova Scotia for tomorrow, a lot of high temperatures will be around the low to mid-20s, some high 20s, though, certainly possible for parts of the southwest of Nova Scotia, especially towards the interior locations, a little bit closer towards, say, Ketchum-Kuujik Park. Let's take a look at the forecast for Wednesday, and it's pretty much the same as Tuesday. It's going to be mostly sunny to a mix of sun and cloud. Warm to hot temperatures across the Maritimes, a lot of highs, mid to high 20s. There'll still be some low 30s in parts of New Brunswick. Temperatures may come down just a few degrees on Thursday as a weak little weather front drops in from the north across the Maritime region. It's going to be bringing a low chance of showers to all three Maritime provinces and bringing down temperatures maybe by just about a degree or two in most cases. After that, it looks like it's going to be warm on Friday, and then temperatures a little bit more moderate for the weekend with a chance of showers on Saturday and Sunday. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 7-year-old Isabel from Brookhouse Elementary in Dartmouth. Isabel has sent us a drawing of riding on the ferry in the rain. Looks like maybe a thunderstorm. We got some lightning on the go there. Thank you, Isabel. Great job. And weather watchers can come in anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. After the break, no engine, no problem.
Okay, all your weight into the back, and then you'll go down the hill fast.
I did some good clean fun over the weekend. It's all downhill from here, in a good way. Next. Welcome back. So the St. John's Soapbox Derby returned to city streets over the weekend. As CTV's Avery McCrae shows us, the annual event brings out the entire community for a unique day of racing.
And we are set to go with this next super... Cranston Avenue may have been closed for much of Saturday, but that didn't mean cars weren't racing down the street.
Just seeing people go down the hill, like the whole experience is just insane. It's just cool, really cool.
The 2026 St. John's Soapbox Derby featured 34 cars, most of which came from local schools, all driven by young drivers around 10 years old. That includes Connolly Miller of Loch Lomond School.
The trick is to stay low, get all your weight into the back, and then you'll go down the hill fast.
Fellow racer Mia Roy admits it can be pretty scary barreling downhill, with the cars reaching speeds near 40 kilometers an hour. But the fun outweighs the fear.
We did research to help me go faster. Don't wear hoods because it'll the air will help you to push back so then you can go faster. Things like that.
We're part of the International All-American Soapbox Derby family, so we're actually a sanctioned race.
Race organizer Deborah Lawton says very few people in town get the chance to take part in the annual event that began in 2011. She says while there is a prize on the line, it's all about the fun for the entire community.
It also raises funds for a program called Pals in the Park, where we bring students from 25 schools into Rockwood Park for 85 class trips. And that amounts to about 2,000 students coming into Rockwood Park for recreational, educational, enrichment activities.
In a time where screens and devices are becoming more prevalent, officials say getting outdoors is just what the doctor ordered.
There's a whole lot of research to show that being outdoors is a natural medicine. So anytime we can take learning outside the school walls into nature, it's a win for everybody.
And what better way to support outdoor learning than with some outdoor racing?
Here we go, race number 3.
Ava McCrae, CTV News, St. John.
Oh, I love that. Wind in your hair. It looks like a lot of fun.
On your marks, get set, go.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, congrats to everybody who took part and who won also. We have a programming note to tell you about now. FIFA World Cup 2026 begins this week with matches played right across North America. The tournament will be broadcast live on TSN and CTV. We're very proud to tell you that. Now, the most popular sporting event in the world runs through to July 19th. And on certain dates, CTV News at 5 and CTV News at 6 Newscast will move to CTV2. You can go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to see the full list of dates, but keep that in mind if you turn to CTV and we're not there at our regular program times, just switch on over to CTV2 and you'll find us there.
Absolutely. Love the World Cup.
Love the World Cup. It's going to be some good TV watching coming up. All right, and what kind of weather we'll be watching along with?
Yeah, I mean, temperatures this week, mostly on the warm to hot side for this time of the year. Might moderate a bit for the weekend, but I'll have more on that coming up. CTV News at 6.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Kaylin is back at 6. The National